behavior that I want you to do. Killer whales don't hear the same way that we do. There's Kayla in the middle of the pool again. Killer whales don't hear the same way we do, so when you and your dog at home, you can tell your dog, my dog's name is Maya, I can say, Maya, sit, Maya, stay, and she can hear me. But killer whales can't really hear our voices, so we use hand signals instead to communicate with them, and depending on the whale, they can know several different kinds of behaviors, several hand signals. And when I say several, I can mean up to 200 different hand signals. The Mikhailo is obviously a very young whale, so he doesn't know quite as many as an older whale like Katina or Kayla. Looks like in the middle of the pool again, we have Kayla. Just like Brian was trying to communicate with Mikhailo by tapping the water with his hand, Daniel's doing the same thing with Kayla from the stage. That long pole with a ball on the end of it is something that we trainers call a target pole. Basically, what that is, it's an extension of our arm. The first thing that a young killer whale will learn when they're here with us is just to touch our palm, or touch the very middle of our hand. And then we can move our hand in different ways to try to get them to jump higher, get them to jump out further out from the pool. Very nice. So the target pole is basically used as an extension of our arm. So you were seeing Brian tap the water for Mikhailo. That's basically the exact same thing that Daniel was doing with the target pole for Kayla's higher energy behaviors. He was just saying, this is where I'd like you to be, and then he was holding the target pole up high so she knows that this is how high I would like you to jump. One of the other things you may notice as we're training here is that we all have whistles around our necks or in our mouths. And these whistles we call bridges. So if you'd like to talk like a trainer, feel free to call this whistle a bridge. Basically what this whistle tells a whale is thank you, or good girl, or good boy. That was exactly what I was asking for. Why don't you come back and get some kind of reward? So if you were watching Katina or Kayla do that front flip. So Katina did a behavior that we call a spin bow a couple minutes ago. Kayla did a front flip. You could hear their trainers blow their whistle. So Nick blew his bridge. Daniel just blew his bridge for Kayla. And basically what they're telling those girls is thank you. Great job, good girl. Why don't you come back here? I'm going to give you something great. I'm going to give you something awesome. In Kayla's case, if you were watching Daniel, that was a handful of fish. They all seem to enjoy fish. That's what they eat. They eat lots of fish. Our biggest whale eats about 200 pounds of fish every single day. But we can also give them different things as a reward too. It doesn't just have to be fish. We can give them ice. We can give them jello. We can give them killer whale-sized toys, back rubs, belly scratches. There's lots of things that we can do to reward our animals.
Det bara sväller de, ja.
Kakasås. Sen man inte min kaka.
Now if you're listening to Katina all the way down on the left-hand side, Katina was making those vocalizations, those squeaks and whistles, even a raspberry sound, a buzzing sound. All of those sounds come from her blowhole. The blowhole on the top of their head they use for breathing, but also for making those vocalizations. Those vocalizations, like I said, they don't have any vocal cords inside of their throat. So for me, when I'm talking to you, I'm using my vocal cords in order to communicate, but they don't have any of those. So all the sounds that you hear killer whales make come from that blowhole on the top of their head. Even if their mouth is open, no sound is coming out of that mouth. Here's Mikhailo all the way again on the right-hand side. You can see he's got a lot of growing left to do. He's only about 3 years old. One of the other things that we've been able to do here at Seaworld is study growth rates of killer whales as well. Mikhailo's, like I said, 3 years old. He's about 1,500 pounds right now, but he's got lots of growing to do. By the time he's an adult male, he could end up being around 12,000 pounds, which is pretty big. Here's Kayla over here. The way that we study the weight patterns of killer whales, or how much they grow as they age, is by using a couple different things. We can measure them lengthwise to figure out how long they are getting, or pectoral flippers or something like that. We can also measure their weight. If you're looking at our stage here, if you're looking on the left-hand side of it, we have a scale. Sure. Looks like Daniel's going to ask Kayla to demonstrate that for us. This silver platform is a scale. It's a killer whale size scale, but it's basically the same thing that you would find in a doctor's office or in your own home. We'll see if Kayla will slide up there for us.